I went to 52 funerals in 2 years of kids I personally knew. And when I left, it was because a young man that I helped to raise was shot and murdered. And I had a reaction of like, who did this? And we need to go find this person. And I realized that it was time for me to transition, to do something different. And it was like one of the hardest things I did. And it was kids dying, mothers crying, you know, funerals after funerals after funerals. And there didn't seem to be a sense of hope and an answer.
In the early 90s, Boston witnessed a period of 18 months where no one under 17 was murdered. This joint effort between police, clergy, youth, and many others gained national recognition as the Boston Miracle. One controversial part of this success was the lengthy incarceration sentences received by many young people. As many youth who were sentenced during the Boston Miracle have served their time and are now returning to our communities and into a collapsing economy with little to no job skills, violence is once again on the rise.
Rock. Around 8 Friday evening, a 17-year-old was shot in the back of the head and killed while at a party in the Hyde Park neighborhood. At 1:30 Saturday morning, a 20-year-old man fatally shot as he walked with some friends near his Roxbury home.
As the city, and especially the Boston Foundation, look for a way to duplicate the Boston Miracle, Press Pass TV examines the crucial role that street workers play in making their efforts a success.
We need to revisit again some of the programs that worked and some of those strengths. But I think it's really about leadership. It was a great group of committed, passionate individuals who cared deeply about their city, were very humble and had recognized that they had taken a few wrong turns in their own life, and they were great mentors.
I was once gang involved. I used to smoke weed. I know about run-ins with the cops. I know about carrying a weapon. I know about fist fights. I know about, representing street gangs. I know about feeling like you have to sell drugs to make it, and then I also know the other side. So I can relate to them in that, I'm living proof that you can change your life and move on.
First and foremost, I think there should be more street workers that the city employs. We need more people working in more areas, and I think it's a large task to ask 26 people to deal with, on average, between about 500 to 650 youth who are currently involved in some capacity with some of this violence we got going on today.
Many things about the city's street worker programs have changed since the Boston Miracle, things which affect who can be hired as street workers and when they are available to serve the youth in the city.
I'm not quite sure why the criteria changed as to why someone could become a street worker. It may be there was a reluctance or a fear by some I guess empowering individuals who had a query, but I've never subscribed to that.
Under the Grove Hall Youth Outreach Connection, there are 5 of us who are youth outreach workers, and then we have a person who does gang coordination, gang mediation as well. So there are about 6 of us total for Boston 10-Point Coalition. But the Boston Foundation just recently hired 15 additional ones.
We made a decision that if someone had a query, so if they had a criminal record, that wasn't going to prevent them from getting a job with us. The second difference of our workers is that their hours. From 4 to 12, and they're on call 24/7. They're not union. The city workers are union, and I'm not saying that as criticism, but they're union. They have different hours from 12 to 8, and if they come on after 8, they get paid overtime. Our workers are on call 24 hours.
I think there can be another Boston Miracle, but the Boston Miracle wasn't centered around just a reduction in homicides. The Boston Miracle was that we had organizations, nonprofit and for-profit. We had community members, we had police. Everybody was on one page because they saw the common good and trying to reach out and work with these young people, work with these families to try to help them out, because violence isn't caused by just kids wanting to shoot.
So it seems that a diverse coalition of street workers from different organizations, as well as the city, will be necessary to reach out to the youth in need. However, street workers are insistent that they cannot do it alone.
So, well, for one, you have to get youth to see that there are other ways to be accepted other than joining a gang. Two, we need better leadership. We need people who believe in youth to step up and start believing in them and guide youth in the right direction. We need guns to stop coming into our communities. We have to deal with gun trafficking. We have to address the issue of community policing. Youth need to feel like police are really there to serve and protect, not to harass and arrest. We need to raise our youth to understand their voice and their ability to elect officials when it's time to vote.
It's going to be different. Here's the last thing I'll say on this one. If our community believes and loves all of our young people, then we open up our arms and we open up our hearts and we accept and receive them all. That's what we have to do. Not to say then there is a set of folks that we don't serve. And this day in Boston, no more.